Hi everyone, it's Diego from No Violence. I thought I'd stop and kind of talk about a specific video. I have one of my No Violences on YouTube that has done very well in terms of views. For me, 100,000 views, whatever, that's nothing for most people. I'm no Mr. Beast. But every day I get notifications that people are commenting on this video and putting questions up, or it's a lot of dialogue in the video, and I thought I'd give a little clarification because it's kind of hard to cover every aspect of a fight in a 1-minute clip. You can understand that, right? So I thought I'd stop and look at some of the questions and comments in that video and give you a little more in-depth opinion and perspective on the fight, because I think that's very useful. You know, I'm not trying to act like I know it all, but I do want you to understand where I'm coming from. So there's almost 350 comments and questions. And again, most of them are the same. So I'm going to scroll through a couple and go through this. And again, it's if you want to watch it, I'll put the link as well. It's a basketball game. One guy gets in the other guy's face. The guy that knows jiu-jitsu is able to control and basically get into a leg entanglement. And my point in the video was, here's the problem with jiu-jitsu in a street fight. Now, I think because people read it that way, they misconstrued my criticism of this situation as criticism as jiu-jitsu as a whole, which is still kind of true. I am criticizing jiu-jitsu to a degree, but I'm a Brazilian jiu-jitsu black belt. I've been doing jiu-jitsu for almost 15 years. I love jiu-jitsu, but that doesn't mean I can't criticize jiu-jitsu. I think to be a good jiu-jitsu player, you should always be questioning and always try to expand your knowledge and not just take things for granted, you know? So I think because this is back in the day, this is back when I started doing No Violence, I didn't start the videos like I do now where I say, hi, I'm Diego Lopez. I'm a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt and MMA instructor. So I think people are seeing this video and they think I'm just judging Jiu-Jitsu without actually having any real knowledge, which I very much do have real knowledge. So here we go. Death Razor OR22 says, you don't know who his friends are, quote unquote. Seems to be an argument targeted exclusively at BJJ, yet that applies to every martial art. And the only way to counter that is to literally just have your own friends with you, and is zero excuse not to train. I'm not making any excuses for people not to train. I think everyone should train. Everyone should do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I really believe that. It's not targeted exclusively at Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, but my point being is that for you to succeed, for most people to succeed in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in a self-defense situation, quote unquote, I hate self-defense as a term, they have to go to the ground. When you're on your ass, people can stomp you. If I'm just a boxer, yeah, I can get taken down. I don't know what to do there. But there's a moment where I can throw and leave the situation easier than if I was on my ass. That's my only point with this specific video, is that you don't want to be on your knees, on your back, on your chest, on the floor with people surrounding you. That's all I'm saying. Everyone should train. JT5477. Everyone has fucking numbers in their name. The problem with BJJ in a street fight, quote unquote, also uses a video where jiu-jitsu is used perfectly in a street fight. Yeah, he used it very well, and he was very lucky not to get stomped out by those dudes around him. I said that. That was the point. All I'm trying to get across with this video specifically is that any singular discipline has weaknesses. Any singular discipline has weaknesses. Jiu-jitsu is one of the best singular discipline martial arts you can do, in my opinion, but it still has weaknesses. That's why I think people should do MMA. You want to have varied skill set. You want to be able to stand and strike, decide where the fight goes, grapple takedowns, Greco, freestyle wrestling, things like that, and then actual ground fighting, Nawaza, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Sambo, catch as catch can. Always forget catch as catch can. Things like that. That's my point. You want to have a varied skill set. Punawelli. Man, these Okay. Says, if I see my best friend about to get choked out, everyone nearby better get the fuck out ASAP. Yeah, for sure. I do not believe in honor in street fights. There's no glory in a street fight. It's my friends versus everyone else. I don't care. This like, oh no, honor in a street. Fuck that. I don't know what that person's capable of. Both physically and mentally. I think on the surface of a street fight, you're like, all right, I got you good, we're done, let's go our separate ways. I don't know that. I may feel that way, but that might be some kind of psychopath who takes a good hit, pulls out a knife or gun or whatever it is. Okay? I do not know that person. If you're willing to fight me, I have to assume you're willing to kill me. I know that sounds extreme, but that's the reality of the situation. I have to enter that situation with that possibility in my mind, because if I think it's going to be like a 1-2, I got you, we're cool, blah, 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 and then someone jumps on me from, like, I don't want that situation. And again, my number one advice is don't get into fights. That's number one. That is first and foremost. Alfie Neam says, most MMA martial artists would tell you not to be in a street fight in the first place. Absolutely. That's absolutely true. I think anyone who knows how to fight will tell you not to get into a fight. But there are circumstances and situations where you have to get into a fight. If you have the opportunity to make the decision, leave. If you are being attacked, there's no more decision being made. You are being attacked. You have to defend yourself. That doesn't mean you can't leave in a moment or two. You can't push off or land something or clinch, whatever. But you want to make sure that if you're making the decision to fight, that's already failure. You want to leave. Are you fighting because you are in danger, or are you fighting because someone hurt your feelings? It's kind of the two issues. Now, if someone else is in danger and you're stepping up, that's different. I understand that. If I see someone in danger, I usually get close. I'll stand in front of people. I've done that a couple times on the train. Rarely have I had to put my hands on anyone. It's more a vibe. Like, hey, I'm here right now, and I'm not looking away. You can tell I'm not upset by this. This isn't freaking me out, and that's scary to you. Maybe. VT2788 says, you will end up in prison if you, quote unquote, stomp someone's head out. Stop bragging badly. I'm not bragging. I was just telling you what's a possibility. I wouldn't stomp someone's head out. I'd kick someone in the head probably if they're hurting my friend. I don't give a fuck about you. I care about my friend. But I'm not bragging. I'm just telling you what to be careful of, what to be conscious of. Okay, Richie Smooth 8574 says, if multiple people attack you, your best bet is to outrun them with ankle-breaking jukes, stiff arms, and big sprints. Yeah, I'm talking about football and rugby. This is actually a fantastic point. I teach kids. In my kids' class, I actually make them do like running back style jukes to get away from people, to teach them how to use shoulder feints, to use misdirection. Stiff arming as well. That stuff is very, very useful. Okay, you being able to sprint and trust that you know how to sprint and trust that you know how to book it, like super useful in a fight because you don't want to be in a fight. There's no honor in street fights. Okay, you're in a club, at a bar, and someone steps on your shoes or knocks over your drink. Be cool about it. Just be chill. Okay? Because of what? You're gonna get upset because people around you saw that and they saw you punk out? I don't give a fuck what those people think about me, okay? I care about not being in a fight. I care about not having to hurt myself, not having to hurt somebody else. That shit sucks. Being in a street fight sucks. I have no interest in that, especially if I feel like I've been disrespected. Oh my God, who cares? Grow up. Be an adult. Okay, Andrew Vasquez 4848 says, I don't get the logic. If you're a kickboxer or boxer, you still got to deal with 5 guys jumping you. It's not going to make that go away. You're right. But I can punch multiple people. Bam, bam, bam. Am I going to knock everybody out at once? No, I'm not expecting that. And again, I'm not saying anything is perfect. I'm just saying for you to dominate and submit someone, you need your full body's attention on that. And you need to be on the ground where you can get stomped out. That's my whole point. No singular martial art is going to stop that. But there are better options momentarily against multiple attackers, I believe. again, the weird thing is fighting is vaguely subjective. Like, it's all based on skill set, right? So I can tell you, use teeps, use leg kicks, use lateral movement to avoid multiple attackers. If you're not good at those, but you're good at wrestling, use your wrestling. Use what you're good at. But that's why you should invest time in being good at multiple disciplines. JiuJitsu Robot says, no honor in a street fight, ? You're going to stomp someone trying to 50-50 your friend in a street fight? You're a dishonorable piece of shit, dude. If I fight someone, it wouldn't even be called a fight. It would be called a silencing, neutralization, animated de-escalation, but definitely not fight with no honor. Why would I do that? Because the other guy might do that? We should expect the bad guy to be the bad guy, like you. But we don't need to become the bad guy to defeat the bad guy. Oh my God, dude, you wrote way too much. If they're doing dirty tricks, turn the dial up to 8 and make things 10 times more miserable. You need to absolutely do it with honor. I'm not going to throw dirt in his eyes because I don't need to. He might try to throw it in mine, but I won't return his dishonor. Hey man, you watch too many samurai movies, okay? Yes, I could control someone, I can dominate someone, and not have to hurt them at all. I can do that. I've done it for years now. On the mats, against someone who I know is playing inside a rule set. I've seen a lot of street fights. I've seen a lot of really bad street fights, and I don't want that to happen to me. So, if someone's attacking my friend, I'm gonna do everything I can to stop that from happening. I don't care about honor in this situation. I care about honor in a competitive standpoint. If it's a jiu-jitsu match, it's an MMA, I actually care about honor. We are two consenting adults in this world trying to prove who's better at a certain skill set. On the street, that shit is not real. You need to grow up a little bit. Dishonor, loser. A couple of these comments where it's like, the gun is the best. Yeah, the gun is the best. Are you playing basketball with a gun on your waist? Is that what you're doing? Because that's what they're doing. They're playing basketball. Yes, a gun is fantastic, but you gotta have it on you at all times. At all times, 100% of the time. I always have my body. And if you're close enough to me, and I see you, if we're arguing and I see you reach for your waist, I am grabbing you as quickly as I can, and I probably will beat you to your gun. Not always, not always. I can absolutely get shot. I'm not saying that. But you're playing basketball with a gun in your and one fucking mesh shorts? No, you're not. Also, a lot of racist comments. Don't like that at all. Stephen Murphy 6880 says, in the hood, grappling is cheating and it's getting broken up or you're getting jumped. That's why, oh man, you wrote that weirdly. That's why for your own safety, you got to stand on your feet. Okay, this is the thing I'm talking about, where people make rules in their mind and decided what's cheating and what's allowed, it's a street fight. Everything is allowed. Okay, now, if for some reason you guys square up and you're like, all right, boxing only, that's different. Even then, it's silly and unrealistic. I've seen that a lot. I've seen a kick or someone go to the ground and like, whoa, we didn't, whoa. It's like, hey, this is a street fight. There's no rules. There's no Geneva Convention for street fights, okay? So, my point stands. MMA, learning mixed martial arts, learning multiple disciplines is better than learning only one. If you are being jumped, I would suggest using teeps, leg kicks, and lateral movement to avoid being grabbed, being taken down. Even if you're good at the ground, you want to avoid it. And then getting away. But my number one advice is don't get in a fight, okay? Making sure I didn't forget anything. Someone's gonna get mad. It doesn't matter. There's always gonna be people disagreeing, which is fine. Fight me. I don't. This is just my advice. Again, this is vague, oddly subjective. My opinion will change. That's the whole point. I want my opinion to change. I want to be able to be presented with new information and have the wherewithal to change my opinion. You don't want to be too set in your ways. You become stubborn, and a stubborn person does not grow, does not get smarter, does not get better. That's my opinion. Thank you so much for watching. Go train. Don't get got.